As Nigeria seeks sustainable economic growth, poverty alleviation remains central. With nearly half of the population living in poverty, experts stress that tackling poverty is not just a humanitarian need, but an economic necessity. Programs like the National Social Investment Program focus on empowering youth and reducing poverty, while microcredit schemes and social protection programs, including cash transfers, food assistance, and healthcare subsidies, provide crucial support. These initiatives help reduce inequality, stimulate local economies, and improve livelihoods. Investing in education, healthcare, and infrastructure is vital to breaking the poverty cycle and unlocking the potential of Nigeria's youth. However, the International Monetary Fund urges Nigeria to prioritize poverty reduction in budgeting and ensure transparency in program implementation. Experts say poverty alleviation is essential for Nigeria to reach its full economic potential, driving inclusive growth and creating a more prosperous society. Joining us now for a chat on poverty alleviation as key to Nigeria's economic growth is the founder, Nobu Foundation, Olasunkanmi Busari. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
All right, from your own assessment, where is Nigeria right now on poverty alleviation with a population of 200 million people, you think?
Thank you for inviting me here. I think Nigeria is, when you look at the report from the World Bank, it says Nigeria has 60% of their population in poverty. And when we say 60%, considering that we're 230, that's over half of the population are facing poverty. That's what that means. So we're not doing good at all. It's huge, and is a lot for what the government can handle by itself.
Yeah, very good. But government is also seen as should be the driver.
That's what I was going to say, because the government should be the primary establishment of providing this welfare to cater for the welfare of the citizen. And but when you look at the rates, it's a challenge. Obviously, we can't lie. It's a challenge, and that's why non-governmental organizations like our charity, here to really support the government in a way to complement whatever the government is putting in place.
But even then, when you say the government is put in place, shouldn't it be creating the conducive environment for growth to thrive, such as even the private sector can come in and also enhance that? So how has that been over time? We used to create, it's always about the government doing this and that, but what about the private sector, NGOs, in that aspect as well?
Yes, and that's what we do. As a founder of Nobu Foundation, we focus on eye health and poverty alleviation. And when I mean eye health, what we do is we go into the community. We run free eye tests for people. We give free glasses, free eye drops, and the beneficiaries of cataract are then taken to the hospital or instantly operated with cataract. And when you look at eye health issue, it's a big problem, because obviously there's a link between eye health and poverty, because when person cannot see, they cannot work to earn money. So that's a great link, and it's vice versa. If there's no money, vision can be lost.
Yeah, but okay, fine. That's all also good, but what about funding itself? It's all good to have NGOs, come in to support the government, but funding seems to be a major challenge in this regard. So how do you, balance that provision of services and then seeking funds?
For us at Nobu, it's been self-funding for the past 7 years.
Self?
Yes, it's been self-funding. Because I don't live here, I live in the UK.
Okay.
And
so that means you have a passion to serve then?
Yes, I have a passion, and yeah, you're very right. I live in the UK, and that's my contribution to the society. And I understand that health, I know there's so many charity organizations here and there, but for me, I particularly pick the vision, the health, eye health one. Going back to your question,
yes.
I work in the UK in the social services, and because it's a passion for me, I went into this, and I've been running it since 2018. That's seven years. Well, it's going to be 7 years by October this year. It's not been easy. Like you said, in terms of funding, we're registered in Lagos State. We're registered in Nigeria. It's a registered charity.
Well, talking about charity, if I may just come in here, do you think the government itself is doing, although there have been calls for diaspora funding, people, from Nigerians who have at least made impact where they are, wherever in the world, to also come in and reinvest in their own ways? It doesn't have to be provision of money every now and then, but at least in other services they could provide learning from the expertise from where they are. So are you seeing that encouragement, as it were, recently? I'm
not seeing that encouragement, to be honest.
Why do you say that?
For me, I haven't seen that encouragement because it's been hard. And those are the things that I was actually looking at mentioning here in terms of how the government can encourage and support charity organizations like us. In a way, they can implement several strategies, kind of like simplifying the process of registration. Because sometimes some people are wanting to continue, but because that registration is can be difficult sometimes, so they need to simplify that process. Another one is, NGO can also be accessed to government resources, kind of like land. Say, for example, as Nobu Foundation, we go into the community. I partner with doctors, and the nurses.
I was going to ask about the issue of, exchange programs. Doctors do come in every now and then.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to specialist health needs, as it were. We're seeing that happen quite a lot recently.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of partnership here and there, because with partnership work, it goes a long way.
All right.
And like I was saying, in terms of how the government can help, going back to your question, is if we can be supported with kind of lands, say, for example, I can just build where a charity, let me just generalize it, where a charity can build their own clinic in a community. That's one of it. Also, kind of like providing equipment or technical expertise, like doctors from bigger hospitals, like UCH and all of that. Right. Yes, it will go a long way. It will be seen as a good support. And also, government can support NGOs to provide training to their volunteers. All right. And to the volunteers in terms of funding, fundraising and financial management, in community engagement, and so on and so forth. The government can support us with all of that. And I think I know something about grant as well. I put something that in terms of grant, I'm trying to check my notes here. Yeah, in terms of grant as well, like government grants and direct fundings, here and there. I know there are grants, because like I said, I don't live here. So obviously I'll miss out on some of them. But I know there are grants. Like in Lagos State, I've now registered with the Poverty Alleviation and Family Affairs in Alausa.
Okay, so
we've registered
there are
with them
some
now.
Schemes already.
There are definitely schemes.
It's just left for people to tap into them.
People are left to tap into it. But the thing is, there's no more of awareness of some NGOs knowing about it before I know about it. We're 70 here now, and we only just registered this year. So there needs to be that government awareness to encourage charity organizations. Like, we're here to help you. We know you're helping the community. We also are here to help you as well.
Okay, so how can all of this be sustained on the long term? When you find these exchange programs coming, it's usually maybe a temporary thing, and it's usually maybe certain days of the year, and they go back. So how can all of this be sustained in such a way that, okay, fine, people will have a long-lasting, feel the long-lasting effect of these programs coming in every now and then, especially on the health issue as well?
I think there can be an annual conference where all charity organizations are invited to that conference. Obviously, charity organizations will look forward to those conferences, and at that conferences, we can invite people from the government, the health, in a way that can kind of facilitate partnership and collaborative discussions and, working. So yeah, something like that will be fine. It can be annually, it can be biannually, but something to recognize that, yes, the charity organizations are out there supporting the community. Yes, the government are here as well. We acknowledge you. Let's sit together and dialogue, see how more we can support you more.
All right. I know we shouldn't make too much comparison when it comes to where you're coming from and, of course, the Nigerian perspective. But what do you think is missing when it comes to poverty alleviation with the governments here and maybe welfare states like the UK?
Yeah, I think it's the awareness. And in terms of, because in the UK, we have, like we said earlier, the government has the establishment, to face all of this. And when we say poverty, it's not just eye health. It's poor or no housing. That is no income or low income, poor or no education at all, so on and so forth. So for that, I mean, the Western world, let me just use the UK where I live. It's not like there's no poverty. There is poverty globally. There's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So,
it's the way the government address it. That's the difference. I'll give you an example. In the UK, obviously we know the government are the established sector to deal with social housing. But because they understand that there will be some people that cannot afford housing.
Indeed.
In the UK, we have Shelter UK. They are a charity organization that support with homelessness.
Okay.
So the alternative, So, and there's also the food bank, where people are giving food for people that are, earning less. So it's not like it's just here. It's everywhere. But the importance is how the charity organization, how are they really supported by the government, by public sector, private or individuals to continue to move on, to develop. I think that's the thing that I think there's still a bit of a gap.
And finally, that gap, how can we replicate such initiatives like you have over there? And, Nigerians can also move forward in terms of growth towards, poverty alleviation?
I think it's more of awareness.
And commitment.
Media. Commitment as well. I mean, there's some people, they do their charities here and they're within families. But when there is awareness of organizations and what they do, it will, help people to know, like, oh, I really want to support that. They do that. I'm interested in it. Or when the awareness is not there, like, I don't know if you've heard about Nobu Foundation before now. So, I think awareness will go a long way in terms of that, in terms of media and...
All right, on that note, Olasunkanmi Busari, founder at Nobu Foundation, would like to thank you for your thoughts on those issues. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you.